do not refresh Cantina energy 6 times. There are only 200 crystal refreshes. I repeat, do not refresh Cantina energy 6 times. Welcome back to the class, everyone. Double drops are officially in full swing, at least for the majority of us, and triple drops will be here very soon. And while you can typically just keep on farming the way that you've always been farming during these events, there are some nuances we need to go over. And before we get to those nuances, I do want to put a disclaimer out there that it is not currently double drops for me because I am recording this the night prior to it posting, which is why all of my energy is still hoarded here at the very top of the screen. In addition to that, this video doesn't have anything to do with hoarding. You didn't need to hoard to be able to participate or really benefit from the things that are going to be said in today's video. This really is about how you interact during double drops, not before it. And with that being said, the most pivotal thing and important thing to understand when it comes to double drops is how you can utilize even more refreshes. What I mean by that is, from a day-to-day basis, the most economical way to use your crystals generally is by refreshing each one of these energies up at the top part of the screen for the 50 crystal price 3 times. Using that, while it will be a very slow burn to be able to get what you want, will yield the results or the most results in the long run. The exception to this is Cantina, which the refreshes cost 100 crystals, but you still want to be doing that every single day. It's an exception in amount, not an overall rule. So once we understand that that is what you want to do on a normal day-to-day basis outside of double drops, it's going to have some consequences, rather good ones, during double drops. So if a 50 crystal refresh on the normal energy node is the most economical way to do things on a normal day, that means that the 100 crystal refreshes is going to be beneficial during double drops, because even though 50 is double or 100 is double of 50, you're getting twice the amount of rewards, therefore it's about the same value. I want to say that this is not like the most amazing thing in the world. It's still better value to use those 50 crystal refreshes for your normal energy and then go farm Chirotech or whatever it is out there. But at the same time, if I had unlimited 100 crystal Cantina refreshes, I would literally drop my crystals down to 0 because there's not going to be a better deal for signal data. And again, the same can kind of be true across the 4 energies. The one thing I do want you to be careful about is double/triple drops is lasting for a total of 3 days, meaning if you don't have a very high crystal income and you're not a spender, you really need to make sure that you already have enough crystals to be able to max out the energy freshes in the way you want to. So just run the math as to what that'll cost overall. But if you do already have a fair amount of crystals hoarded, like 10,000 like I do, you're totally fine to do the 50 crystal refreshes and 100 here every single day for normal energy. The same for mod, the same for fleet, and then for Cantina, only do the 100 crystal refreshes and then do 200 crystal refreshes 2 times. Do not click on that stupid button for a 3rd time. It will prompt you to pay 400 crystals for 1 refresh. It's a bad deal. Speaking of bad deals, one of the things that I need to mention while we're on the topic of refreshes, during triple drops, you should not be doing more refreshes than I've already stated. And by that I mean, you should be doing the 50s, or you can be doing the 50s, and the 100s. Once you spend all the 100s here and it starts popping up 200, that is now a bad deal. The reason why, and I kind of explained this a little bit in the hoarding video, triple drops is not double of double drops. It's only a 50% increase. And while that's great, I'm totally a fan of that, 100 is half of 200, or rather 200 is double of 100. So this is getting more expensive, and the triple drops are not as impactful as they are from single to double. So basically all I have to say, once triple drops actually do hit, I believe on May 8th, you do not want to be doing the 200 crystal refreshes for normal, for mod, as well as for fleet. And for Cantina, you do not want to be doing that stupid 400 crystal refresh. So Now that we've gotten the topic of refreshes all out of the way and you know kind of what you should be doing, I do want to talk about some of the nuances as far as the nodes go, primarily in regards to relic materials, or relic salvage. The carbonite circuit board and the bronzium wiring have a really interesting interaction here when it comes to double drops. And to further assist me, I will bring up this spreadsheet. Now, for those of you who watched this video 6 months or a year ago, you already know what I'm getting at, but for those of you who didn't, let me explain. Over here, we have the Relic Amplifier pack, which is a pack that comes around, I believe, once a month. It is a fantastic deal. It is the best way, or at least crystal-wise, to get the carbonite circuit boards. And you can see the math that we already have broken down here on the left-hand side, that these are the drop rates, these are the drops. So on average, you'll be getting about 160 salvage per 500 crystals. The second most economical way to do this is to go and farm light side 1C, or I believe 1D, they have the same amount of salvage. And if you do that 10 times using 50 crystal refreshes, you will yield on average 137 salvage, which is an okay deal, but it's still worse than the pack. The reason why I'm bringing this up during double drops is if you're only doing the 50 crystal refreshes, which maybe you're not, but if you are, that means double. So now, instead of getting, what was the number, 137 salvage per 500 crystals, you are getting 274, meaning this is the best deal for carbonite circuit boards. Now, this isn't just a blanket thing that everybody should be like, oh, that's exactly what I should be farming then. You really need to be hurting for carbonite circuit boards for this deal to be good for you, and the reason why is because cost benefit. If you need more Chirotech right now than you need carbonite circuit boards, you should probably just go in and be farming the Chirotech. But if that, or really anything on normal nodes, are not really a push for you, but instead you typically like to get this pack is essentially now devalued, at least for the crystals that you can spend during this event. And this pack will, as far as I know, never really get double drops, so this can never really be reversed. So that is one thing to note. And the same exact thing is going to be true for the Bronzium pack. While the overall percentages here are not the same, the overall truth is still the same. The Bronzium wiring pack is going to, on average, produce better results than Fleet 1D. I can go and show that in game here in a second so you can see it more clearly. But if you actually look at the node, it has one specific item that will yield a lot of Bronzium wiring. It's this one right here. So the same exact thing is going to be true. If 37 on average from that node is less than the pack, if we do double drops, it's actually 74, so you can be beating it out. One disclaimer I will say here as well, I just recommended that you do the 100 crystal refreshes. If you're doing the 100 crystal refreshes for Fleet and you go in and farm this node, you're really getting 37 salvage per 50 crystals, because even though you are getting double the amount, and that's great, the price also doubled. So this is really only true if you're doing just the 50 crystal refreshes. But at any rate, the same thing is going to be true here, where you really only want to be doing this if you really need Bronzium wiring. While it is great on the Fleet nodes, there are also a lot of really important gear for gear 12 pieces that you might need. So you really need to be after this for it to make a big deal at the end of the day. Now, in regards to double drops, the next thing that I want you to be careful of, and hopefully I don't put my foot in my mouth here because they're not currently live for me, but you do want to make sure that you double check mod challenges. And by mod challenges, I mean not mod battles. Because historically, when you've gone in here, if I just went and blew all this energy on mods, they typically haven't applied to double drops. So make sure that there is some like glowing yellow thing before you go and click on this. I'm like 95% sure that there will not be, but at any rate, make sure it's not, because if it is, this will not produce double the amount of mods, and you'll essentially burn your normal energy as if it were single drops, which will be really sad, especially if you hoarded thinking that you're going to get a better deal and you're not. Typically, in years past, mod battles are the ones that have specifically been given double drops. So going in and farming, particularly one of these, I actually like this one the most just because it has the most salvage on it. But at the end of the day, farm what you need and be able to get the most bang for your buck through this event. So that is going to be the video for double and triple drops. Again, not a whole lot is going to change between the two. Just remember the fact that you do not want to be refreshing energy 9 times in a row, or really even 7 times in a row for triple drops. But thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay awesome.